Hello, everybody. Welcome. So happy to be here. I am Lauren Weinberg, the Becoming Coach. I am a board certified um, health and wellness coach. I forgot what I was for a minute. And I specialize in empowerment and holistic well being.
And I'm Melanie McLeod, and I am a certified empowerment coach specializing in life and business coaching. And welcome to Talking Transformation Live. So, I want to just say to all the moms out there, I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. Lauren, how was your Mother's Day?
My Mother's Day was fantastic. I had a great weekend with friends and came home to my son being home, and we went to dinner and we went to the basketball game. Go Sixers. I missed my daughter terribly though. She didn't make it home this weekend, but it was overall a fantastic day. How about you?
Mine was awesome as well. My son and his family had us over for dinner, and he did all the cooking because he wanted to make sure his wife and I were both taken care of. So, yeah, it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to just sit and not have to do anything but eat.
That's
So,
fantastic.
absolutely.
And happy Mother's Day to anybody out there who's listening who is a mother. And I'm wondering who's here with us. If anybody's here with us today, please drop a note in the chat so we can see that you're here. You know,
Absolutely.
this show is real talk in real time for real people. That's you. You're the real people, and we're the real people.
Absolutely. So every week we want to just do a different topic, topics that really can be topics that could impede us or help us in terms of our transformation. So this week we're going to talk about hope. So, what does hope mean to you? That's a good question. What do you think, Lauren?
It's a good question. And, like everybody is talking about, there are just overwhelming forces at play in the world these days, right? I mean, just look at our ecology, right? The climate change, the pandemic,
Yeah,
um,
or
the war, and then look at our economy, right? The war and gas prices, you
yeah,
know,
and it affects people in so many ways. It's affecting our personal lives, it's affecting our business lives. And sometimes for some of us, it's just so hard to feel hope when there's just so much hopelessness around us. So, what are things that we can do? And as we start talking about this topic and about things we can do, we would like to offer you an opportunity to share with us things that you do that can help you hang on to hope.
and I'd like to welcome our friend Susan is here today. So hi,
Hey,
Susan. I'm so
Susan.
glad that you can make it. Hello. Yeah, it's so important really to talk about hope. And I think it's something that, people talk about sort of just generally, but I don't know that people really think about how that relates to them in their life. Oh, and Susan says, great topic. We need a little more hope these days, and we do, because as we were saying, there's so much going on. But I know that during the pandemic, even as I was writing my newsletters and talking about looking for those cracks where the light comes in, I don't think I really labeled it as hope, but I think that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and I think that for all of us, when we have those days where you're feeling overwhelmed and you just have so much to do, and sometimes you just feel like shutting down, what is the feeling that you want to grasp onto, and what can get us that feeling? And I think that there are a lot of things. I mean, I think sometimes just something like a hot cup of cocoa or a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea, can just kind of warm your body and warm your spirit just a little bit. So you want to think about what are things that you can do. Can you go for a walk? Can you just do something? Can you sit quiet for a few minutes and think about things that you really love?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And especially that last one, right? It's always within us to find those emotions that we're looking for, right? We're so trained to look outside of ourselves, but those things that we want to feel, we know how to feel them. They're in us. It's just a matter of taking the time to access them, right? Like you said, stop and think about, what do you love? What brings you joy? But more than that, hope is one of those things that shows up in the darkest of times, right? It's that possibility. It's knowing that there's possibility for something different.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
what are those ways that you can tap into that internal possibility?
Absolutely. And what extensions can I put on hope? Because I can add hopeless, I can add hopeful. So, do I want to be less of hope or full of hope? And so, I think that being able to add the full to my hope is going to allow me to just kind of rejuvenate myself. And I think that that's what's so important today is to really find ways to feel hopeful.
Absolutely. Because, right, it's so easy to get bogged down and get lost in the overwhelm and the emotions. But that's exactly when when you have hope, that it shows up and it's like a bright light on a distant shore. And it's possible to get in the boat and row to that shore. There's something about hope that is like active. It's not just like passive, like things are going to get better. It's about sort of like trusting yourself to figure it out and find the answers, right? Like one of my very favorite sayings is, you can do hard things, right? Hope isn't about pretending that everything is fine. It's not like Pollyanna. It's not just sugarcoat things. It's feel all the feelings
Right.
and know that you can do these hard things, right? If there's,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing too, Lauren, with that is when you say, I hope
mm,
versus I have hope, it can feel totally different. Because if I'm just, I hope, it feels like I'm giving away that power. I really hope something happens. But if I say I have hope, I know something's going to happen.
yes, right? Because you would take ownership over that emotion. I love that, Melanie. That's an awesome distinction, right? That's one of those mindset shifts, right? That I have owns that. Ah, what does Susan say? She says, uh,
There-
it folds my hope. There's your Melanieism for the day.
We got
What
to
do you want
keep
to add
coming.
fold to? I love it. I love it. Right? You can add full or less to anything. It's a choice. It's a choice. And being hopeful is a choice. And, just taking that time to connect, to feel the feels, to look inside, it's uh, keeping that sort of linking hope and optimism together.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, again, we just want to encourage you to think about this topic and what helps you feel hope. I think one of the things that is important to connect to is that sometimes we feel down when we really are stressed, when we really are tired and overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And so, some other little tips is resting. Resting is so important to your body. And then music is another one that I love. And sometimes when you just feel a little down, you play that beautiful music that just lifts you up. And that's the thing I love about music. Music can relax you, music can make you feel happy and sing songy, music can make you want to dance all over the place. So there's just so many things that music can do for you. So I really, really encourage that.
It can. And you know what? Music is so inspiring. And, you mentioned like stopping and thinking about what brings you joy, but looking for something that inspires, right? That taps into that inspiration in yourself. So
Mhm.
whether it's music, whether it's a quote, I mean, I kind of think that's why Instagram is so popular. That seeing the okay, I know that Instagram's a whole big thing and that there's a lot of negative and there's positive, but the hopeful side of me wants to believe that some of the reason people are tapping in is for that positivity, for that inspiration, because that inspiration sort of lights that hope fuse, just like that until it like is bursting inside of you, right? So looking for that daily inspiration, looking for awe, right? Just that oh my God, almost when you see something that you don't even have words for,
Hmm.
right? Like a beautiful view, that mountain set, like mountainside, or a beautiful sunset, whether it's in real life or even in pictures, something that brings out that sense of awe in you could inspire hope.
Absolutely. And I think another one is meditation, just being able to just really sit quiet and really, really, really tune in to yourself, into yourself. Because I think that so many people look for hope, as you mentioned earlier, outside of themselves. If this happens, if that happens, or someone says this to me, or that's going to make me feel happy and hopeful. But you have to make yourself feel happy and hopeful. And so really being able to go for those walks, listen to music, meditate, do the things that is really self-care. It's you taking care of you. And when you do that, you can feel hope again.
And, even to go a step further, like I just wrote today, it's so funny that you said that, all that self care. I wrote today in my Instagram post about soul care, right? Soul care to me is body, mind, and spirit, like all the things that you're saying, right? Take care of your body, rest it, move it, nourish it, hydrate it. Take care of your mind by engaging in new activities, by challenging, by getting involved in creativity, and take care of your spirit. And that's sort of what you're talking about, also that deep connection to yourself. So,
Absolutely.
journal, meditate, sit in nature, all those things that deeply help you connect to yourself. And all of these things together, body, mind, and spirit, that is deep soul care. And when we take care of our souls, that creates a condition for hope to flourish.
Absolutely. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to just really think about the things in your life that are positive, the things in your life that give you hope. If you have kids or grandkids, or you have things in your life that are just really special, always hold on to that. Hold on to the things that are special. Remember and think about the things that are special, because those things will always connect you to hope.
Absolutely, and keep them front and center. Put a picture, on your refrigerator or somewhere that you always are, near the sink that you use a lot. Put it on your computer, something that reminds you that even when things are dark or things are super hard, that you can get through it and that there's another side. We have some comments here.
Hi,
Uh,
Alina.
Alvina joined us. I'm so glad you love it. And Susan said, a great reminder to look for the hope within.
Absolutely. So as we wind down today, I want to thank each and every one of you that are tuning in. For those of you who will be watching our playbacks, we hope to see you each and every week here. And feel free to talk to us. You can send us an email on talkingtransformationlive@gmail.com. Please feel free anytime to let us know if you have some suggestions for topics for future shows.
Yeah, and please, we hope you give us a thumbs up that you like what we're doing. Please subscribe. We really appreciate you being here. Alvina said,
Stay present to what is right in front of us.
thank you
Thank
for
you, Alvina. That's
practicing.
great. Absolutely. Because our minds can wander to something that hasn't even happened yet, and we get ourselves all down about it. So, yes.
It's
So,
true.
absolutely stay present to what is right in front of you.
And great. And to know in this moment, you're okay. Even if
Absolutely.
things are hard, you're okay.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's our show for today.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We were so happy to see some friends, and we encourage you to come back. And again, please subscribe, leave us a comment if you're watching us on replay, and help to keep the conversation going.
See you next time. And again, if you need to reach out to either one of us, here's our contact information for both Lauren and myself. Again, hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.
Keep it real.